singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo.
It's the end of the last hours of the night. Life flat on its face, miscarried dreams of young men. Every corner of the street owned by tsotis. The long hours of the night never end. Poverty leaves us homeless with nothing to eat. Humans dehumanize humans, each man for himself. In the city, we do nothing. We point at the government with one finger, but three fingers point back at us. We sing of dead leaders bursting in memory of anger. Skies of love struck by fists of blood. Mornings, the white burning of electric cables, the sinking of wrecked lives in the middle of night, full of the smell of wild animals.
The smell of wild animals. The smell of wild animals. At the end of the last hours of the night, snatch and grab, handbags and cell phone. At the end of the last hours of the night, a shadow moves from the corner of the street. When you look into his eyes, all you see is an angry young man with miscarried dreams without a hope of life. In this city, there are drunkards who sing like a radio, who drink all night, drinking to forget this drunken city. If cruelty was a person, he would be my father. I panic once he enters the house. He is announced by a song. He carries a stick of pain into the house. Dead people are our food, our guides.
And coming, I will say to myself, beware my heart and mind. Beware above all denial and assuming the infantile thinking of weakness, because existence does not have a clear view, because deep distress is not an exit wound, because a man who cries out is non-existent.
Isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo.
Il y a pour ceux qui n'ont jamais rien inventé, pour ceux qui n'ont jamais rien exploré, pour ceux qui n'ont jamais rien dompté. Il y a pour la joie, il y a pour l'amour, il y a pour la douleur aux pistes de larmes réincarnées.
Tje ke tjaka ba mmalwa ba go se latele melao ba tshoshang bahumi le tje ke tjaka le trope e nolelang gare ga kgatelelo ya monagano e ka se tetatolle Hillbrow yaka tropo e phadimang e eme kwa ka morago ga gauta e utswitseng tropo e kgaoganeng ka bobedi go tshwana le batho ba rena go tshwana le rena Hillbrow kwa kgolegelo e emeng ka maoto la mathome e be e re e tshepa batho ba yona ga se kutlo ya lefase fela e na leng bonyane ba ka ke ba ka e kgantšhang go feta nna Hillbrow Beria Bramfontein Uvel le tsona ke tjaka.
At the end of the long night hours, the beggars are hungry, and no one knows better than Ubaba Mfundisi why he killed himself, strangled his dream by tilting his tongue to swallow hatred, or why a woman appears to be floating in the sewage, her black body obeying the commands of her navel, a taxi driver with the skull exploded by a bullet, a child whose hungry voice doesn't sing, drowned by the swamp of hunger. Isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana singikhumbuzu Oliver Tambo isipha salabafana Salabafana sinikumbuzu Oliver Tambo.
Bam ba bam ba bam, baram bara 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 bam ba bam, baram bara
Hillbrow, where freedom rose to its feet for the first time and said it believed in its own humanity, not a corner of this world, but carries my thumbprint and my heel mark on the backs of skyscrapers, and my dirty in the sparkling of jewels. Who can brag of more than I? Hillbrow, Berea, Bramfontein, Uven.
The humbling hands igniting the wounds of the community. A burned out substation and the fading electricity, leaving us enslaved to our sorrows. We sing of dead leaders bursting in memories of anger. Skies of love struck by fist of blood. Mornings, the white burning of electric cables, the sinking of wrecked lives in the middle of night full of the smell of the wild animals.
When I first traveled to Johannesburg from Ulundi, KZN, when I was younger, we would climb up to pick fruits. This red light of the sunrise is like the color of strawberries. The white cloud is like uputu we would eat, and the cotton we would stuff our mouths with.
By looking at the flat, I've become homeless, kicked out of the flat, my home, in this city full of cavities. By thinking of foreign thoughts, I've become a foreigner in an unusual place full of stinky sewage, where the badge of the fake pastor, where the money drowns.
In this strange city, a pinch of ringing water, the silence of fire that awaits a spark, a man shouting his famous voice in songs of freedom, hunger pain that strikes a homeless man's stomach.
Fumes rise. I can feel the blood coursing through my veins. My pupils contract and dilate, making things small and big. Feverishly process, denied soul, denied home. Feet, legs, calls for this to end. A crowd of disowning, refusing to bend. A feeble audience that disintegrates as quickly as they gather. This city, Amadoda spitting when their name is mentioned. We rise from death, crying, crying, crying. Ugufa.
At the end of the last hours of the night, life flats on its faces, miscarriage dreams of young men, every corner owned by Jotis.
The only thing they were beginning, the end of the world, the end of the world.
Ikaya listen cheaper. In the starved hours of the night, get away, I say, you bastard! As a homeless man ran in the rain, dragging his sleep to look for a shelter. This God-forsaken city, with both hands chopped off, unable to hold on to his skeleton. Ikaya lami, lise Josie. Ikaya lami, lise Chipa. Ikaya lami, lise Josie. Ikaya lami, lise Chipa. Ikaya lami, lise Josie. Ikaya lami. Than the smoke from burning tires towards other stars when no one gives them an ear when they voice their needs and wants. The large number of people lost along the way to freedom and garbage-formed mountains. Rainbow Nation in chains for 1,000 of years.
Brown envelope!
We sing of dead leaders, bursting in memory of anger, skies of love struck by fists of blood, mornings, the burning of electric cables, the sinking of wrecked lives, in the middle of nights full of the smell of wild animals.
Kufanele ngikale.
The only thing in the world that's worth beginning.
The end of the world.
In the starved hours of the night. Get away, I said. You bastard, as a homeless man ran in the rain, dragging his sleep to look for a shelter.
The breath of inexhaustible thought, of men arrested, staring with hungry eyes from behind the bars of a police truck.
The drunken breath of a beggar at the end of happy hour.
The frail light of black windows, hungry, hail marked with bullets, minds blown to bits by drunkenness, Hillbrow swimming in the gutter mouth of this city, in these streets of dust.
A group of people shout, set the monsters free! An empty malarial call, as the men had a river of sewage, a bed of rubbish rising on the far side of a disaster.
My mother, whose daily and nightly feet pedal for our never tiring hunger.
A hunger that bloats and eats stomachs.
The singer whose teeth rest into the last of flesh of the last hours of the night.
At the end of the last hours of the night, the earth is its own forgotten ground, a forgotten people.
Consumption, disowning all freedom, at the end of the last hours of the night.
At the end of the last hours of the night.
These neighborhoods whose blood has soaked into pavements and vanished. These walls that have eyes but cannot speak.
Amanda!
Away to!
Homeless men pick through my brain, looking for plastic bottles and metals. Shipwrecked thoughts, looking for a land, a home in this city of dust and petrol. Fumes rise, and I can feel the blood coursing through my veins. My pupils contract and dilate, making things small and big.
A small city, a big man.
High flats,
In heights alone, slipping away, the small hands of the tall building, a skyscraper reaching out to the sky and the clouds.
Amanda!
Away to!
Ilizwe!
Away to!
Umhlaba!
Owabo!
Brown envelope!
The humbling hands igniting the wounds of the community. A burned-down substation and the fading electricity, leaving us enslaved to our sorrows.